Hello, everybody. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the Flight Club Omega Qualifier. Hopefully, you guys are ready to have a good time. I'm about to open up that Choose Your Champion poll because I'm expecting this action to go popping off pretty quickly here. I'm joined by my co-host, Darren Granger.
Hello there. So, on the left side of your screen, player one, we've got Niklas God flying 7 fireballs. All with Deadman Switch, and then 2 of them with Thread Tracers. And then player 2, we have Oliver Williams flying Rebel Alliance. He has Luke Skywalker with Ion Torpedoes and an R3 Astromech. We've got Thane Kyrell with Ion Torpedoes and an R3 Astromech. A Grey Squadron Bomber with Dorsal Turret, Ion Torpedoes, R4 Astromech, and another Grey Squadron Bomber exactly the same. So 2 X-Wings, 2 Y-Wings versus 7 effectively hunks of junk in the fireball.
But if you got enough hunks of junk, they can be pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the Chinese military approach. If there's enough of them, you just can't get through them.
This is true. All right, now I'm curious to see what Niklas does with these other fireballs, and he's hitting the gas.
Yeah, we were saying before the game, that slam ability means that you can just close this net. He's been able to fan out, but what he's done here is he's just coming in and then slamming with his ships. Not taking the disarm on the front one to expose a blinded pilot. Guess what? Doesn't really care because he's got no mods anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see White probably slam as well.
Now, why did he not take the... Oh, is it because the blue one has... Because the blue one might actually be in range to get a shot.
Yeah, so blue's possibly in range to get a shot, so you don't take the disarm there, just so you can throw some dice back. And at the end of the day, because he's the front ship, if that had been a direct, then guess what? He's great position next turn for blowing himself up and just getting really stuck in there.
This is true, yeah. With those Deadman switches and the number of ships you have available to you, you can be, you don't want to be reckless with your ships, but the damage brings you towards an opportunity of being able to deal damage to your enemy, but also your friendly ships. I know one of the things that makes me a little nervous about so many Deadman switches out there is if that ship blows up in the face of also your friendly ships, they can take damage too. And we could end up with some absolute hilarity where we get some cascading Deadman switch triggers. We'll see if it ends up happening.
Yeah, a cascade this game would be great to see, where you get multiple Deadman switches. They're not rolling in the box. Nothing happened.
Nothing on the first one. Here we go. And the shot here.
Nothing in return.
Just a little bit of pillow fighting to start the game off here.
So I think we're probably going to see this blue Colossus Station mechanic be the sacrificial lamb, and just get really stuck in there.
Now here's a question: you have Oliver sticking to a formation style approach, right? He got to see, he knows that these ships like to swarm. Oliver did have to place his initiative 2 Grey Squadron bombers down first, but then chose to keep Thane and Luke in that formation. Do you think the formation is a smart idea? Is it the correct choice to have kept them in formation with the Y-Wings, or should he have maybe offset them a little bit? What are your thoughts?
It's difficult because of how quickly these fireballs can close the gap with their slam maneuvers, and then just exposing their card to still be able to take shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's basically trying to apply as much pressure as he can hoping with the X-Wings to get some early damage in there. Thane himself being able to expose damage cards is great, considering he doesn't even have to put any damage through onto these ships, and they've already got a card on them.
Yep.
So Thane's ability, for those that aren't aware, is when you perform an attack, you may spend one focus, hit, or crit result to look at the defender's face-down damage cards, choose one, and expose it. So that happens. So say out of hand he rolls 2 blanks and an eyeball. You spend the eyeball, and you just expose that card.
Mm-hmm. Now, he did equip ion torpedoes. Oliver has ion torpedoes on all of his ships. There's a 4-dice attack that has the potential to do a single damage and some ions. We'll see if he ends up actually using the ion torpedoes to good effect. I like the idea of using the ion torpedo for the gray squadron bomber, since their native attack dice is only 2. So you have the potential, you just have that higher potential of pushing through that 1 damage. The ionization itself might not matter as much. I think you're just giving yourself a bigger chance to actually deal the damage. For the X-Wings, though, I think you're firing primaries unless you have a range 3 shot. Then I would consider firing the ion torpedo.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Dion. I think the ion torpedoes are a great meta call. But I think in this matchup, they're probably not going to come into play a lot outside of, as you say, the Y-Wings, because you effectively move your 2-dice primary to a 4-dice hit. 2-dice primaries, realistically, going to do 1 damage if you're lucky. You're just increasing those odds with the 4 dice and adding the ion benefit, which means that they can't then slam.
And we've got some slam-a-jam action, avoiding the shot from one of the Y-Wings there by slamming into it. That is a very good strategy with slam, because it is a maneuver. You can decide to get into the face of people, and you're seeing Niklas getting aggressive here, slamming into the face. We're revealing some crit cards here to use the explosion with wings. We got a damage engine on the green fireball.
It looks like Brown exposed a direct hit, so he's now got 2 damage cards, which is a great target for Thane. Because if you know there's a direct hit on there, so why not flip it again?
Mm-hmm. But my Y-Wings. We got some. I'm curious to see what the maneuvers are here on Luke and Thane. If they're just 1 forward, then you do them in order. If you did some faster moves, you might want to move Luke first so that Luke gets an action.
Yeah, and then you get Thane to bump into Luke.
Uh-huh. What's the call here?
I'm surprised he's gone there with blue. He might slam and come around. Yeah, there's the slam.
Hits the cloud. He'll have to roll for the strain, but he's going to have shots on those X-Wings, and it looks like that's where Niklas wants to put in his firepower.
Yeah, and he doesn't really care about the blinded pilot, because he's used his maneuver to slam, so...
So
he can't expose his card because he's got none.
He's got nothing to expose. It's already been exposed. He got excited. Pink moving forward.
Probably going to see a slam here from white. Possibly a 3 bank. Yeah. Flip the card. Wounded pilot. Ooh.
Wounded pilot. After you perform an action, roll a die. On a hit or a crit, take a stress.
So he can take the focus, and no, he's not taking an action. Or is he thinking about it?
No, they don't have
Oh,
advantage.
no. Sorry, the slam was the action.
All right, and here looks like he did do some different speed maneuvers with the X-Wings. So Luke executed the maneuver first with the 3 straight. Gonna put a target lock down.
Gets 2 target locks because of the astromech.
And bumping with Thane in the back. This makes it so that it can both focus fire on a specific target, but more importantly, one of your ships actually gets an action.
One thing to note, he's not opened the wings with Luke.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And here we go. He's going range 2 at Brown. He'll spend the focus likely to make him flip one of the cards using Thane's ability.
Yeah, which you know is there's a direct hit in there, so.
Right. So you direct hit. Because Thane does allow you to choose. It's not random, it's choose.
Yeah. I mean, they're 2 great cards for Thane to look at, and you go, there's a fuel leak and a direct hit in there.
Yep. I mean, you do the direct hit because it's like a guaranteed extra damage. So we got that Brown fireball down to 3 health.
So he's not rolled defense yet.
And we'll see what else happens here. And he's going to take another crit. What do we get? It is another direct hit. Another direct hit.
So it's down to 1.
Down to 1.
Which, if Thane gets a shot on him next turn, he just exposes the direct and game over.
Almost there, almost there.
Now, at this point here, technically Luke's going to be rolling 3 dice because his wings are closed.
Yep, so 3 dice, range 1.
You spend the lock on the force here.
There's a reroll. Ooh, only gonna end up with 2. And 2 focuses there, so 2 damage do end up going through there. So we're gonna have half points on the green fireball.
Yeah, I am surprised there that he didn't go into Brown. He had the lock on Brown, taking him off the board. Although, dead man switch.
Yeah, I mean, but do you can't not kill the ships, right?
No,
right? It's like you're if you can't live this way. You have to make a choice. Well, the red Y-wing should be able to take care of that, or you hope should be able to take care of the brown fireball. I think you make a choice here with this Gray Squadron bomber to fire at the red fireball. Oh, this is round 3. I forgot to change the number. Sorry. That's
Dion, you've got 1 job.
I will fight you. Sorry, this is round 3.
1 crit there from the Y-wing into the red fireball.
And that's going to be safe.
Yeah, so I think we're probably going to see red. Is he going into pink?
No, he's going into pink. Range 1. He wants to spread that damage around a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose if you spread it around, you know that it gets hit crit.
And the crit is going to squeak through there. Let's find out what we get on pink. We got a fuel leak. Now, here's maybe one of the thoughts for Oliver here. If you do spread the damage out, and you have a bunch of fireballs sitting at 1 to 2 health, those dead man switches now become more of a liability for Niklas and could set up a potential cascade like we talked about earlier that would negatively affect him. The risk.
Yeah, when you look at the positioning of Brown next turn, has to, if he wants to stay relevant, he's going to either have to K-turn or slam back around. So leaving him on one hole there and then potentially popping a different one then pops him. Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting to see the next round at least.
All right, let's see what we end up getting here. Fireballs are commencing their shots. And we're starting with the thread tracers. Hit, hit, crit. That's guaranteed target locks for the whole team.
Was that into red or yellow?
Oh, we're about to find out by the giant pile of locks.
Yep. Looks like it's red.
Let's change something here.
It's very odd that they've come out with different names.
Do, 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 do. All right, looks like they got it. There are all the fireball target locks.
Well, there's two. Yeah, it is just going to be chipping away damage with this this round.
Next shot. Here it comes.
You're going to Thane.
No mods out there. There's no reason to be shooting the Luke. Not yet.
Luke's really difficult to pin down with a 2-dice gun, with only 1 or 2 ships firing at him.
One hit. No mods out there. Thane responds with 2 agility. Grimwolf03, good morning. And safe. I do absolutely love this little salute. I think it's super cool. All right. And looks like next shot. Trail mix, one of each, but nothing you could do about it. Another squiggle.
Yeah, Thane coming through that relatively unscathed.
The monk gifting a sub to the channel. Thank you so much for your support. And it looks like 1 spend for 2. He's going to dig in a couple damage there.
It's good as well, because it means he's still got the target lock there for next turn. And here we've got number pink.
Range 1. Got the trail mix as well.
Yeah, you spend the lock.
And that's 3. All 3 of those going through. You got half points on the Y-Wing.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he rolled 2 defense die there, but they both missed.
We'll have him re-roll if it was 2. Re-roll.
That feels bad.
Yep. So, 1 less damage.
Yeah.
Per the rules, you gotta do it. So put 1 damage back.
Question, why do we have 8 damage cards over here and then a stack here?
The 8, which are supposed to be 7, I think somebody messed with it. That's my faction randomizer. There's a different faction. Each card is a different faction, and then we just shuffle.
He just put the damage card on there. That's why. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Raptor, go ahead and just erase the randomizer pile, because it just respawns every time. Yep, that one. Yep, just get rid of it.
So what do we think we're going to see here then, Dion?
I mean, looking at this positioning here, the Y-Wings, of course, do need to move first. They don't have, just double checking their loadouts here. The dorsal turret.
4K with them.
R4. Yeah, does the 4K fit with the... Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like the 4K. I'm in on that, assuming that yellow can make the 4K. That's going to be close. You could utilize the dorsal turret on that one. Maybe just make a 2-bank. So 4K with red. See if you can grab some damage that way, and then 2-bank. Or even, yeah, 2-bank. You won't.
Does a hard 2 fit with yellow?
That's yes. Yeah. Maybe. It's close.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm inclined to say yes, but it's quite close. The fireball's at a strange angle.
Luke should be fully forced as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll give him a second. I'm sure he'll catch it there. Now, we do have 6 rounds coming your way today. Hopefully, you guys can stay for as long as you can. Plenty of giveaways for y'all. So thank you to everybody who has come out to watch these awesome matchups. Whether you're sitting down at your computer, watching us on your phone, maybe we're on your smart TV right now, it is just really cool to know that we're broadcasting all around the world, hanging out, talking, and thinking about X-Wing, this game that we really enjoy all together. Some of us even love this game. Dosmo83 says, "Thanks for doing this in a European time zone." Of course, of course. Just like Galaxies, we'll talk about Galaxies. Galaxies will be coming up, and we're gonna have time zones all over the place. All over the place. We'll even give Australia another chance and give them an event at an Australian time zone. I couldn't do it for Flight Club, but for Galaxies, it'll happen. All right.
Niklas has got to be careful here because Brown could be a liability. I think we'll see a K-turn from Thane because Thane just needs to get one bit of paint on Brown to expose his card.
Yeah, it guarantees that it dies. Guarantees. Yeah, Thane...
And having taken nothing in return on Thane, you can afford to be a little bit more risky with him.
Mm-hmm. Now that is the type of play on Thane that some people do miss, right? There's little bit extra, because one of the debates when Thane was first released was people saying, well, his ability is quote unquote bad. Why would you do this? Why would you spend a focus when you could just do the damage with a normal roll? And while I agree, there's definitely situations where Thane can be quite good, and if you use that ability tactically, like you're talking about, right? Hey, I did a K turn, and I was able to kill this ship that I was able to guarantee a kill, versus maybe that is a good use of the ability.
Yeah, Thane's ability is great. Not only that, it gives you the knowledge of what's on a ship.
Yep.
Weapon failure is a with the slam there from Green Fireball, taking a weapon failure just makes it that a little bit harder.
Yep, and of course that feels bad when you slammed to get a shot, right? That was the whole reason you did it, and now your -1 attack die feels bad. All right, 1 bank from this blue Colossus mechanic. Clears the stress, clears the disarm.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a slam here. I think he's cleared that so that he can slam.
You think for a block? Like trying to jump in front
in fact,
of
no,
the
these
X-Wings?
don't have the hard one, do they? So no.
They do have the hard one.
Do they? So they do.
Speaking of the hard one, right there. Now the brown fireball flirting with the edge of the board, but trying to throw a block at these X-Wings.
They have a white hard one? Jeez. I'll be honest, this is a ship that I've never put on the board.
I played a swarm of them for the first time, not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, and it was a blast. I didn't use dead man switches. Everybody was telling me I was wrong because I didn't do dead man switches. I think I did have false transponder codes.
Did you win the game?
I did. I won both of them that I played in.
Well, then you were right.
There you go. Don't doubt my power.
You're only wrong if you lose.
Oh, I lose a lot.
I know, I've seen you play.
Bear rolls to the left side.
What's the phrase? Those that can't teach. It's the same as saying those that...
Oh.
I mean, you do both. You teach and you stream.
Sad. Sadness.
Burn.
And the fireballs are just making a bit of a kill box around those X-Wings.
Yeah, Brown is in a dangerous place.
Ooh, all right, there's Luke bumping. Now, mind you, Luke does have a very defensive ability, though has 3 range 1 shots looking at it. Thane clears. That could be important. You got to pop that red fireball in the face.
Well, Red's also got a... he's got the card on him because he's a fireball. Who's taking the target lock?
That is the most violent of the actions. I'm here to attack.
Because he gets the 2 locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no point putting it on Brown. You stick it on one of the other ones.
All right. I think
Brown,
I would. Go ahead.
Sorry, good. I was just going to say, you don't put a lock on Brown. Brown you've got to look at sternly, and you should be fine.
And here we go.
So, yeah, if we see... so we've got Luke now going range 1 into Red. He's got the Force. I think you spend it.
1 hit. Oh, all right. Forcing him to either spend the focus. Yep, he does. All right.
So that's a lot more important than it seemed. That was a tracer fireball that no longer has tracers available.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No more tracers. Oh, another big hit here. 3 hits and a crit.
Yeah, you don't care about Thane's ability there. You take that damage.
Here we go. All right, so that's 3 digging in there. And what crit do we get? We got a loose stabilizer.
Okay.
So forced to go straight.
So we've got a couple of these ships now that are sitting around the 4/5 damage card mark.
Dead man switch unite.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, he's got no clear shots on.
Here we
the
go.
ones that are at the point.
Yellow bomber going into the pink fireball. Only going to be able to convert 1 if he wants it, and does. Evaded. And here we go. Range 2 out the side. All right. Might force the focus here, unless the white fireball wants to have modifiers for its shot.
Yeah, I think by getting red to spend the focus there and yellow bumped, there aren't any tracer threads coming this round, so
Yeah, you need something.
It puts the rebels in a good spot.
Range 3. This is where those thread tracers would have been helpful, right?
There's only 1 die as well.
1 hit. Weapons failure. Oof. Who here in the chat remembers the day of the 1 attack die hawk? That used to be a thing. Fireball going range 1 into Thane. X-Wings haven't taken any damage yet. Hit, crit!
They have now.
A blank out would be a crit under the shields. What do we get? Gonna be taking the 2 shields.
Yeah, I think everything just pumps into Thane right now, because red's got a shot on him.
Yep.
Pink's got a shot on him. Blue has. In fact, they all do.
Yep, and I think Niklas is double checking. Do I have shots on everybody going to each ship?
Yeah.
And it looks like Thane is going to be in for some pain. Starts with 1 hit. Limited modifiers on this. Gonna be taking 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Thane taken off here.
Kellyanna in the chat, what is up?
We've got range 1 here with focus. Doesn't matter.
Another 2 hits.
And Thane down to 1.
The X-Wings going down fast. And 1 crit. Got him.
It's a dead Thane.
That is all she wrote. Thane Kyrell. Long love of Sienna Ree. Heads to the showers.
Well, at least she can now kill ships without taking a stress.
I will tell you guys, if you have not read Lost Stars, you are missing out. I know some of y'all don't maybe do the audiobook or something. Okay, Lost Stars.
Do it.
So it's going to be 2 hits into Luke from White Fireball. Luke doesn't care.
Natty's baby. They're going to continue into the X-Wings. Kellyanna dropping 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much, my friend, getting us to 78. Range 1 going into the yellow Y-Wing.
Doesn't have a lock, so nothing. I think that's no dials.
That is. A couple of questions here in that chat here. Smallenberg asks says halfway through it. I like it. Claudia Gray is great. Claudia Gray is my author crush. Like every single one of her books, she's my favorite Star Wars author right now. 100%. Like, all of them are amazing. 10 out of 10. Claudia Gray. Somebody said the novel or the graphic novel. I'm talking about the novel specifically. They did turn Lost Stars into a graphic novel based off of it. I have not read it. It's like an anime style or manga style, excuse me. And I'm sure it's good. I have not looked at that one, but
I have read both, and both are incredible.
Yeah.
Like everything she puts out is just supreme, amazing. Like Master and Apprentice,
10 out of 10.
Lost Stars, Bloodline.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I haven't read Into the Dark yet, the new High Republic one.
10 out of 10.
Is it good?
Yes.
All right, I've been slogging through the first one that came out. What's it called?
Light of the Jedi.
Oh man, I'm having a hard time with that one.
Really?
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Oh man,
I did. I will say it's a little slow to start, but that's because they have to say it's all set up, right?
Oh, I know. It's all exposition. It's just like, it's so much exposition.
Yeah. Well, mind you, I did the audiobook, so and I read along a couple of days, but the audiobook is great. I will tell you that. It will help.
I may have to start doing that because I have like a 30-minute drive to work, so I may just have to buy the audiobook as well just to get through it.
So what do you think we're going to see here from Luke and Dion? I wouldn't be opposed to the K-turn.
K-turn, let's see. But
it probably puts him on the cloud.
It probably does put him on the cloud. But I mean, at this point, what you're trying to do is your best bet. Who's at one hull? Brown's at one hull. Brown could hard turn. Brown might be able to actually block the K-turn with a
too hard.
Yeah, too hard, and just be right in that spot. If you're convinced that's going to happen, the one forward would be really strong. The problem is that you have
going to be blocked by the red fireball.
Yeah, that's likely going to be blocked by the red fireball, and you have also obviously number pink, white, blue, and green all headed towards there. Your best bet could be a Talon roll going towards Luke's left side, and the only reason I'm saying that is because the Y-wings are in the space where the Talon roll would be, so you have a better chance of that space being open.
No, I can see that. I think you're just in danger of being blocked by yellow fireball.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot for Luke to get out of. Like the dream ending for me would be for little fireball green surviving, but everybody else going out to a single dead man switch cascade. Luke's only got 6 ships around him.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 dead man switches going off takes him out. Highly unlikely to ever happen.
So what are you willing to give the stream, Dion, if all 6 of these dead man switches go off in one round and it's
What am I willing to give? James is trying to get prizes out of me. Okay, so if all 6 dead man switches go off in a round, we'll give away a couple extra T-shirts. How about that?
That's fair.
Fair? All right.
Fair.
Right, now how do we get this to happen with collusion? Just going to message Niklas.
Grimwolf03 asks, what if we do a bonus Twitch channel for Gold Squadron where Dion reads Star Wars books? Is that legal? I'm not even sure if it's legal. Dion audiobooks.
We'll make it legal.
We'll make it legal.
I mean, joke's on them. They don't know you can't read.
Truth. Alrighty. And here we go. The bombers are 4K'ing. Y-Wings beginning their attack run. They don't have any target locks out there, so no ion torpedo threat for Niklas.
No, they're just trying to stay in the fight.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it gives them the distance away from the dead man switch. And it also gives them shots this round, so it's not a terrible thing.
All right, clearing the stress off of the fireball. Action was to fix the weapons failure.
Makes sense. Ooh, takes the damage on red. From the loose stabilizer.
Yep.
I think you probably see a hard one here from Brown.
Oh, Major, I have the Great Jedi Rescue right here for my daughter. She hasn't got it yet. It's like it's in my pile of. It looks like a pile of garbage, but it's actually I have a bunch of hidden things in there, secrets. Many Gold Squadron secrets. So the Tracer Z95, wrong ship. Fireball here, busting that too hard. Does he have Tracers still left? He sure does. But he did 2.
Yeah, so he cleared his crypt.
Yeah, so he drops the focus. I was curious to see if he was going to try to reposition that fireball, but not so much. And here's that brown one, and there's a slam and jam action. We talked about it, Darren. We were pretty sure we were going to see the attempted block for the 4K, and I think he's doing it. We got a little bit of hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, you could always do the 2-bank and come down after these yellow, but the problem is Brown's got to be careful because he's got the dead man switch, so he wants to die close to another ship. He's not going to get close to the yellow squadron if he does the 2-bank. He's not going to get to range 1. And he's going for the 2-bank, though.
All right. That might also block the 4K better, looking at the angle now.
And the problem is, if he pops the dead man switch, the direct.
Direct, he's dead. Dead man switch.
Yeah, it was a dangerous one there. But yeah, so he's lost a ship, and it's done 1 damage to yellow, but not really done much in the game.
And we're getting a barrel roll here from the yellow fireball. Again, now another attempt to try to block that 4K.
Yeah, they're just trying to hem Luke in.
Here's the roll. Safe. Luke Skywalker 3 banking away, saying, no, I'm not falling for that.
He closed his wings, so we'll probably see a boost here. Try and get out of arc of yellow. Focus boost.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's had those wings closed since the start, so getting some of that boost action there would be great. And he did look like he arc dodged the yellow fireball, so we should be good there.
Yeah, the Rebels are in a strong position now. Luke's managed to slip out of that net. And you've got the Y-Wings coming back into engage.
And here we go. That's the way to get it started. Hit crit.
Yep, I think this is into yellow.
Yep, that was into yellow.
No, it was into red. So red spent the focus.
Correct.
So then going to follow that up. Makes sense. Red's only got one hole left, so if that was to die there, that'd be really, really bad for Niklas.
Yeah, you'd get the yellow, white, and blue dead man switches. The dead man trigger on all three of those, bringing them down, by one. And here are the shots going into Luke. One.
Yeah, Luke should be fine here.
And spend the focus. I guess
spend the force, because if you get shot at again, you get it right back.
True that. There is one more shot. All right, cool. You right. Gets it back. And natties. So I know that Niklas has a lot of ships left on the board right now, and the score is obviously slighted his way right now, 73 to 57. But I truly do believe that it's still possible for Oliver to win this game. He still has the Luke Skywalker at full health. He's got a pretty healthy yellow Y-wing. The red one is limping just a little bit. But with those dead man switches and a couple of good turns going his way, he could really swing this game pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Luke being at 68 points, 70 points worth with the 2 points bid, means that effectively, if Niklas has got to have 3 ships left. Yep.
Dire Weasel asking on the status of the ion torpedoes. Yeah, both of the Y-wings still have their ion torpedoes. They have not had an opportunity to release those yet. All right, seeing those viewership numbers climb. The United States is starting to wake up. Good morning.
I think you take those ion torpedoes in for just like insurance. It's like big ships.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, or the bases.
Yeah.
If you can get a double modded ion torpedo shot off against Suntir or Kylo or something like that. Hey, even against Sikhs and things that are high agility, you're just stacking it more in your favor that you're going to at least put some damage through.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to go through here while we're waiting for our planning is we haven't had a chance to talk about our faction breakdowns. We do have those for you. So, faction breakdowns here. Darren, have you looked at the numbers yet?
I have not.
All right, I want you to take a guess at which faction, and chat, feel free to play along. What faction do you think was the most represented?
The most represented faction, I am going to take a guess at Scum.
It was not Scum. It was Empire by almost double.
Wow.
34 Imperial lists, and then we have what is this? A 4-way tie for second. 18 Scum list, 18 Resistance list, 18 Republic list, 18 Separatist list, 16 Rebels, and 16 First Order. So outside of Empire, all the other ones all pretty close. And I look at this faction spread, and I could see definitely there's some players here who've played in other Flight Club qualifiers who are trying to get those top eight faction pins, trying to get their collection set.
Yeah, how many of those Empire lists are 6 Inquisitors with Foresight, or 5 Inquisitors with Foresight?
I'm sure James could run some numbers for us real quick.
Oh, we've got a disabled power regulator here on red.
There's too many Tivy ones. Too many. Let me run some numbers, though.
How many Tivy ones? Yes. All right, report from Marcel Manzano in the trenches here. He 1-2 drops.
Say he's 1-2 and then dropped.
Yep. 1-2 and drops. He said A-Wings without heroic and optics can't recover from bad variants, was his note.
You mean he's lost 2 and dropped?
Yes. 1 and 2. So he won a record of 1 and 2. One win, 2 losses.
Won 2 games. He's gone 1 and 2 and then dropped. Typical ones, Arno.
Kylo Rem in the chat says the prevalence of V1s and Seeks is my only worry about bringing only two reds, bringing only 2 attack die ships. Yeah, it can hurt. Hyperspace is tough for the A-Wings. All right, these fireballs starting to corral around these Y-Wings. Watch out. Rolls a crit on the wounded pilot trigger. Does take a stress.
And he gets a damage sensor array.
I've just been notified that myself is playing Tabletop Simulator. Just got a notification on my screen. Dion Morales is on Tabletop Simulator. I'm like, yes.
So you've just been told that you're playing with yourself?
Correct.
Got it.
And next fireball. Just scooting up, nice and casual. Looking for that kill box. And Luke kiting away.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Niklas try and go after the red Y-Wing here. Take one off the board and do a little bit more damage to yellow.
And barrel rolling.
I'm very surprised by that. There we go. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I was confused. Like, what? He clicked probably the wrong button. I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, because they don't have a linked action that's focused barrel roll out anyway.
Mm-hmm. All 3 championship events for Flight Club are in the New York time zone. New York time zone, all 3 of them. It's the approximate middle between London and the UK.
Okay, right. So
here we go. Luke taking the shot.
Yeah, you spent the force there. 2 hits into red.
Got him.
Red dies.
Now this is going to trigger the dead man switch.
Yep.
It's going to deal a damage to both the yellow and the red Y-wing. Boom, boom. All right. Next ship up is the Fireballs. Their chance to put in some damage here. No, I'm sorry. It's the Y-Wings. Y-Wings. Y-Wings is first player. So Y-Wings, where's your shot priority? The blue Fireball currently has 5 hull. White has 4 hull. The green and
probably
pink
going to blue because
are too far away.
Token. You want to try and strip. White, you're only going to get a shot with yellow.
And looks like this is going to be onto one of those. We'll find out here in a minute.
Yeah, he's just checking quickly over the damage.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on here. When you have so many ships on the boards, it's important because shooting the wrong ship, especially when you're considering how the dead man switches could end up cascading and those different effects, gives you some different options there. One hit going into the blue Y-Wing.
Yeah, he's got to shoot at blue because he doesn't have range to... Yeah, he's got to go blue.
Yep.
Because the dorsal turret doesn't have range to get green or pink.
And waiting for the defense dice. There we go. And evaded. Easy peasy. Yellow Y-Wing. Might be switching.
I still think you're going to blue here.
Nope, he's switching targets. He's switching targets. He's like, you know what? I didn't get any damage into blue. I want to switch to a ship that's unmodified. And you got 3 there. So you're going to get 2, bringing that white Fireball down to 2 hull.
Yeah, and really there, it's a toss-up between do you go for trying to strip the focus token away, or do you go and try and put some more damage in onto one of these ships?
Ooh.
There's a crit. I'm assuming it's into red.
And it is... right, he has a... Does he have a focus? He does, right?
Yeah, he's got a focus.
They're sorting out the locks there.
Yeah. He rolled them early because he's got the lock there.
Got it.
Doesn't have a lock with pink.
No, so I mean, let it lie.
Yeah, spend the focus.
Yep. Next one going into the Y. Spends a focus for 2. That red Y-Wing only has 2 hull left and bites the dust. So now it's starting to feel a little bit more finite. Now that that red Y-Wing has been taken off the table.
Yeah, so now we've got blue. Spend the focus. So at least 2 going into yellow. Could see white take yellow off the board now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because that yellow Y-Wing only has 3 hull left, thanks to some dead man switch shenanigans. Got 2. Going to be taking 1.
Yeah, I think yellow Fireball goes into Luke now.
Yeah, I mean, you have... Yeah, you have slightly better chance of actually doing damage to Luke, but you're not going to get anything there.
Yeah. I mean, best case scenario there, realistically, you got him to spend another force. Like, but it doesn't matter because it regens. So it's really difficult to pin Luke down with just one ship with two die.
Now, with 12 minutes and change left on the clock, Niklas God winning 111 to 86. Starting to get more. It's starting to feel a little bit more commanding. Once he clears that yellow Y-wing, that is probably the game. Because then after that, Niklas can just continue to pressure Luke. Now, if Luke stays with some hot defensive dice, that could end up switching the game there. But he's going to need to get 1 to 2 fireballs off the board before he enters that end game in order to have a chance. Now, something else that I wanted to mention here, Maui Mike Beard in the chat says 4 ion torpedoes makes me think that Oliver was expecting a ton of Foresight Inquisitors. And let me tell you this, producer James got me some awesome stats here. There are a total of 58 TIE V1s in the tournament, 23 Inquisitors and 35 Barons. Okay. And 12 specific V1 like centralized lists. There's 2 of them that are 5 Foresights. There's 2 of them that are Procket Tracers. There's a bunch of Procket Tracer ones, and there's a couple other lists with Prockets, Tracers, and Ruthless. But yeah, the TIE V1 title is definitely getting some work right now in the generics.
Yeah, I see a lot of lists that have like 3 or 4 V1s and then like some defender or defenders. There's one that has two Barons with Tracer and then 2 Delta defenders.
That's interesting.
There's one with Inquisitor Foresights and an Onyx defender. There's some Barons with some TIE X1s, Inquisitor with some TIE X1s. So. But something that is like a mainstay in all of them is definitely the Tracer.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a force multiplier.
It's so good. But Goji can't be cheap. Are you kidding? Come on. Just saying. Hashtag free the Goji.
With how many Tracers that we're seeing, especially in hyperspace, where like swarmy kind of play, where do you see the Tracer being in a couple of months after another points change? Like how many points do you see it being at?
What is it at the minute? 1 or 2?
2.
I honestly can't see it changing that much. I just think the mix of other ships will change. It'll still be good.
And here are the rolls.
Yeah, we're going to see Luke hemmed in now. No idea what's happening there.
Damage sensor array, not...
yeah, he can only focus. Take stress.
Wounded pilot. That can be a killer when it comes to ships that want to do a bunch of actions or are looking to do something like slam. Yellow fireball setting up a Tracer possibility. Still has 1 in the tank with the focus.
Yeah, so I think if I was Oliver here, I'd probably done the hard 2 with Luke. Keep the stress and just get into the game.
Fireballs are swarming. I really like how Niklas is keeping the pink and green fireballs together. A little bit of a fire team there. Combined fuel leak and damage engine together. Just one forward, slowly. Try to get some play out of there.
He did do the hard 2.
He sure did. He's just going for big damage. He's got the force. I'm one with the force, and the force is with me.
Do you go to white here? Do you go to blue? I think you're probably going to white.
White has 2 hull left.
Yeah, the thing is, if he kills white, he damages himself and yellow Y-wing.
But he also damages yellow and blue. It's
a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And he's decided to go into blue, focus firing Luke and the Y-wing together. Four dice, range 1. That's a big roll. Spend the force and see if you can get that ship off the table here. Hit and 3 crits. The ship has a focus token. Is he willing to roll the dice here? He's for sure taking at least 2 crits and spends the focus. Let's see what we get. First one is a panic pilot, 2 stress. Second one is a panic pilot.
a panic pilot.
I think he's panicking, guys. I think he's panicking. But with that, you do give the possibility for that Gray Squadron Bomber Y-Wing to finish off that Colossus mechanic. The focus has been spent there.
It is always important to make sure that once you've started, you finish.
Now, he did check the front arc first. Pink and green are both higher health ships. And there you go. He's using the side arc now. You go at blue because it doesn't have any mods.
Yeah.
You could also go at, I mean, yeah, blue. That's the choice. That's the best one. Hit crit. And here's the roll defensively. And going to be taking 1 crit.
Please be another panic pilot.
It is literally impossible. Wounded pilot. Only 2 panic pilots per deck. Unless you play with an illegal deck. But why would you give yourself more panic pilots? I guess if you swapped it out for direct hits, but that's shady. Huh? That's shady. I will say, for anybody, I know any new players who've never played an in-person event, because the reality is, with our current situations, we haven't played in such a long time. We have new players who've never played in an in-person event. One very common thing at the premier level is actually to check your opponent's damage deck to make sure not only does it have the correct number of cards in it, like 33 cards, but also that it has the correct number of each card in it. Did you know? Hit crit. Both of those going through. Yellow Y-Wing.
Not long for this world.
Panic pilot. There's your third panic pilot. You called for it. So this is Luke in a dream at this point.
I mean, Luke's still in a good position.
Yep, I mean he's got some positioning where he can take care of pink and green as he continues there.
Yeah,
but
that's
five on one is hard.
White and blue are the ones that he kind of want to take the shot at, but they're going to be past him. And then he's got to face pink and blue, which are relatively untouched compared to these.
Mm-hmm.
And any damage Luke takes, he needs to take 3 damage to get half points on him. He's taking 2 range 1 shots here. Spending the tracers.
All right, here we go. And that's going to be 2. This has a high likelihood of hitting. And there it is, setting up the lock. Set them up, and the others fireballs knock them down. Will we be hearing some pop pop?
Speaking of pop pop, I heard that Will Hagewood beat Marcel Manzano in round 1 so hard that Marcel dropped.
It's true, all of it. We'll see which Luke Skywalker do we see here. Do we see here Mandalorian Season 2 finale Luke Skywalker? Or do we see Tashi Power Converter Luke Skywalker? Let's find out.
It's whiny Tashi Power Converter, Luke.
Takes a shield.
The biggest challenge Oliver's got is time.
Yep. It's going to spend the lock here. All right, hit crit.
So shields down on Luke. He's in dangerous territory now because if white or blue explode, he's giving up half points. I think you just stay close with those two.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like this is probably going to be the last round as well.
Yes, with 33 seconds left. Sorry, taking care of some TO stuff here in the background. Sorry, went quiet all of a sudden.
So, effectively, Oliver, with 30 seconds left to go, has to remove yellow. That's how he gets 30 points, ties the score, then goes to final salvo, which it would be 3 against 8 red dice. That's not a... that's not a great outcome, to be honest.
I mean, with that, we're gonna go ahead and they still have a minute and change left on their clock. So this is likely it. Didn't blue get destroyed by the Y-wing?
No,
1,
blue
2,
didn't get
3, 4,
destroyed by the
5.
Y-wing.
No. All right, they have 50 seconds left, and we'll look at our event timer. That has gone off as well. Okay, time. All right, I think we're gonna call it here. All right. Well, congratulations, Niklas God. 130 to 100. That's going to be the end of that game because the event timer has gone off here. Congratulations. We'll go ahead and divvy out the points.
Well, I was wrong. It did go to time.
Yep. And here we go. Thank you.